The list of foreign websites that are blocked in China is long and growing, leaving many foreigners living here longing for easy ways to keep in touch with family and friends at home. VOM reporter Zach Reff now takes a look at why social networking sites like Facebook are being censored and what expats in China are doing to cope.
Last summer, Facebook suddenly became inaccessible in China, joining a growing number of sites such as Twitter and YouTube that are unavailable here. For those familiar with the workings of the internet in China, the reason for the downage was immediately clear. The site had become yet another casualty of the Great Firewall of China. Facebook had been censored. According to figures released by Inside Facebook, a company that analyzes Facebook trends, the social networking site had 1 million active users in China just before it was blocked last year. And then, within a few months of the site being blocked, that number dropped to just 14,000 users, a decline of more than 70%. The Chinese government doesn't discuss which sites it is actively blocking, nor does it offer reasons for individual sites being censored. After a brief period of relaxed control in 2008 that corresponded with the Olympic Games, the government clamped down during the past year and a half, blocking dozens of sites frequented by foreigners. Analysts note that much of this increased censorship corresponded with sensitive political dates last year, including the 20th anniversary of Tiananmen Square and the 60th anniversary of the founding of modern China. Both Facebook and Twitter, meanwhile, were blocked as rioting broke out in Xinjiang, a province in the far west of China, last summer. Some analysts also believe that the blocking of foreign sites is done to give domestic competitors an edge, a criticism that has intensified since Google pulled out of mainland China in March this year. According to Jeremy Goldkorn, the founder and head writer of the prominent China-centric blog Danwei.org, which was itself blocked last summer, the censorship of foreign websites became endemic last year.
Half of the international internet, as used by ordinary users, doesn't work. Facebook's down, Twitter's down, YouTube's down, and has been, all those three for most of this year.
To many expats in China, including Jeremy, the reasons for this increasing censorship are elusive.
We don't really believe there's any reason for us to be blocked, but what can we do?
Whatever the cause, the censorship of these sites impacts the lives of many foreigners around China as they struggle for ways to share their experiences with friends and family abroad.
I feel slightly cut off from friends and family at home. I'm from England, and Facebook is one of my main ways of communication. It's kind of replaced my email at the moment and MSN. So I used to be a quite frequent email and MSN user, and now because of Facebook, that's my main source of communication.
In 2008, Facebook added simplified Chinese to a list of available languages on the site in an apparent attempt to snare some of the massive Chinese internet market. The tactics seemed to work, and for a while, the site was adding thousands of users each month in China. This, of course, all came to an abrupt end when the site was unexpectedly blocked last year. Still, while the censorship of foreign networking sites might be upsetting to expats here, Chinese netizens have no shortage of social media sites from which to choose.
I use Xiaonei, QQ, and MSN.
Of course, Chinese sites aren't immune to censorship either. Many Chinese internet users practice self-censorship to avoid sites they frequent being shut down. Yet even this tactic didn't spare some sites from being blocked last summer. Users trying to access blocked websites in China are either given error messages indicating that the connection has timed out or that the search was reset. If you type in Facebook.com, you'll get this. If you type Twitter.com, you'll get this. And if you type YouTube.com, you'll get, you guessed it, the exact same screen. Of course, tech-savvy internet users around China are able to find innumerable ways to access censored sites, such as by using anonymous proxy servers and virtual private networks. These users play a continuous game of cat and mouse with the Chinese government. Shortly after users find a way to break through the blockade, the Chinese government usually catches on and implements new censoring techniques.
I went home for a few months during the summer, and when I came back, a lot of the proxy servers that I'd been using previously had been blocked. And I was also using quite a common one for a couple of weeks, but that's been blocked now as well.
And, as unbelievable as it might sound, for some internet users, being censored isn't always a bad thing.
Being blocked has given us more credibility in certain quarters because people are saying, well, you must be doing something right if you got blocked.
Others have found that the lack of computer-based social networking in China has given them more time to pursue other activities.
I'm somewhat glad because it's freed up a lot of my time because it does lead people to waste a lot of time, and I spend less time on the computer and more time outdoors.
Whatever the outcome of such censorship, the Great Firewall of China doesn't look like it will crumble anytime soon. And for foreigners living in China, this means that they'll probably continue to be face-blocked for a long time. Zach Reff, BON.